So hi, One League of Noise podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with,
Joseph Barnum of Ponder.
and we're gonna ask him some questions today. I'm gonna start. So, what inspired the creation of the band, and what does the band name mean?
So the band name means nothing. It's it is a
Good start. Good start.
it is a knuckle puck song rip.
Mm.
I was in a embarrassingly enough, I was in a easycore band for a little bit.
Okay,
and,
Easycore bangs though.
Why is that
does-
embarrassing?
It was only embarrassing because we just didn't do it well.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
yeah. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
That's the only reason it's embarrassing. It's all like really cool, and I love a lot of the newer pop punk stuff that's coming out and stuff like that. But at the time, we were just 14, 15, like shitheads, just trying to write music and stuff. But that fell apart, and I just wanted to play a couple shows. I bugged a local house venue at the time to let me play, but I didn't want to play solo under just my name. So I was just kind of scrolling through like my saved songs or whatever it was, and I was like, Ponder kind of rolls off the tongue okay, I guess. Well, we'll just use that for the event page, and the plan was just to kind of meet people from there and start another band and everything, but people kind of started enjoying the songs, which was shocking to me, and
Yeah.
so I just kind of kept it rolling. After that first show, the people at that house was like, okay, well, so you have 3 songs, write like 2 more and play this show, and then we'll have you play this release show and release this way. And I was just sitting there, a sponge, trying to get all kinds of info and just trying to learn anything I could with it. So it was, that's pretty much how that started, really. It was just, I was 16.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lot to start off with. It's just like all that being thrown at you at the age of 16.
Yeah, it was, I mean, I wanted it. Like, I definitely wanted it. I was about it. It was definitely a kind of I guess in a way, like just a total culture shock almost.
Yeah.
Like, I was just going to shows with like 5-10 people in like houses and stuff, or playing, like just bad covers with friends and stuff like that. And then, I don't know, we just, I just kept playing music, and I wanted to keep playing music. So I was like, okay, if people are kind of liking it, then I'll just go until people don't like it, I guess.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Wait, you mentioned doing bad covers. What was your go-to cover?
Oh man. Oh God. I'm trying to think. And I make a lot of jokes about my first band, but we weren't that bad. We really
Okay, all right.
we did okay. I'm just overly critical on myself, but
That's fair.
man, we covered Brain Stew
Yeah.
by Green Day. Yeah.
Mhm.
And like I grew up, that's how I got into music, was Green Day and bands like that, of course. So that was cool. We also did have y'all ever heard of a band called Emily's Army?
I don't
No.
think so.
So it's Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day. His
Uh-huh.
kid was in that band called
Oh.
Emily's Army, and so we
Uh-huh.
covered one of their songs too.
Mhm.
I think they're called Swimmers now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, swimmers.
Swimmers.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I haven't kept up with them, and I mean, the last thing I knew about them was like the Emily's Army stuff. But God, we did that, and at the time, I'm sure I still was like kind of cool with like Creed songs. So there might have been like oh hey, here's kind of a joke cover, but secretly I kind of like it.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
got older and smarter, and
Yeah, that's fair. That's
at
fair.
least somewhat. I hope I got smarter, but
You can only hope,
that's all you can do.
That's the dream.
Oh yeah.
Mhm. So congratulations on your upcoming release, Trouble in Self View. How do you feel about the response to the announcement so far?
Man, it's been really cool. I haven't put out music in like 4 years, which I just got busy with graduating high school and like college stuff, and life kind of gets in the way. And in a way, I kind of burnt myself out on it real quick, just because like after releasing my first EP and then releasing the second one, after that second one, I started. I mean, I say touring a lot, but I was only like a handful of them, but trying to balance it on like spring break and fall break and stuff like that, or weekend runs. And things like that on whenever you have like a Friday or a Monday off, you know.
Yeah, the times that you're supposed to be taking a rest, you're like, let me go work some more.
Let me go do a show. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh well, here, let me like, you know, drive 5 hours and get stranded in Indiana, you know.
Jesus, yeah.
Just a typical weekend, you know.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, of course. But you know, I've been so nervous to release the new stuff just because it's been a long time, you know, and back then the songs just sound, I would say, a lot different, you know. So it's just you can see kind of the growth there. At least I hope that you can see the growth there, you know. But the response on it has been really cool. A lot of old friends, new friends hitting me up about it, and my monthly listeners keep climbing pretty steadily, and I think Foundation just broke 1,000 streams like today.
As it should.
So I was really like, I woke up and was like, woo, you know.
Yeah,
let's go.
Let's go.
But it's been really cool. A lot of the people that I've leaked my own EP to seem to enjoy it. So I'm just hoping it's the same. I'm just hoping it's the same, and keep my fingers crossed, trying to stay confident.
It's a press advance if you're sending it out to other people.
Yeah.
It's not.
We don't use leak
leaking
anymore.
We don't use leaking because we get in trouble.
We do, yeah.
Well, I just mean like I'm just in. You know, you get an EP or something that you record and write and work on and stuff. It's like, okay, now I wait about 6 months to actually release it. So in between there, you throw it out to like all your friends. Is like, hey, is this garbage? Is this kind of cool? Like, is this nice? Like, what do you think about this?
Also, don't post it on the internet. I know like 3 people will care, but please don't post it on the internet.
Don't post it.
Yeah, exactly. And like I tell people that all the time. I'm like, nobody will give a shit, but please just don't.
Yeah, please don't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like I get so nervous.
If your EP winds up on the internet tonight, it was me. Okay.
Yeah, no, and that's fine. Honestly, I'm cool with you know, I'm cool with a press advance.
A press advance making it
to
on
everybody.
YouTube.
Yeah, no, I'm cool with it. I'm definitely cool with it. It's exposure, I guess, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
For the record, I won't leak it. I have to say that because I've joked about leaking people's stuff before, and then it actually got leaked, and it wasn't me.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Ooh.
So anyways, back to the questions. So you brought up your single Foundation. It just hit 1,000 streams. Congrats. What made you choose that as your lead single?
I wrote that song when I was on a summer tour with a kind of solo artist kind of band. I'm really not even sure what they're doing with it at the moment, but called Caving. And that was a really cool tour and everything. We stayed in Vermont for a couple days, got into Six Flags for free, so that was awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Who was letting us stay? Big appreciation to that. But we had a couple days, and there were just a couple times like sitting around the house, and you know, and I get kind of anxious being in other people's homes because I just want to be like respectful and not really do like I feel weird about if I want to go on and like turn on a TV. So I just went and sat in the garage and tried to write out some songs, and ended up writing pretty much all of Foundation in a little Vermont garage kind of storage thing. And I sat on it for a real long time and tweaked it here and there. So in a way, it's kind of a song that I've been writing for like 3 or 4 years. And whenever we were in the studio, Matt Shoemaker of a band called Pale Lungs, who is awesome. And y'all absolutely need to listen to them. They're really cool. But he recorded and produced the EP and stuff, and man, he just did awesome with how like some of the ideas he had for like texture things, and some of the ideas I had for like kind of driving bass things, or like a little bit of slide guitar here and there. Like I just wanted to jazz it up, make it sound pretty, and it was just, I don't know, the song means a lot to me lyrically and things like that too. So I was just like, you know what, this is it. It just kind of felt right. You know, I think any of those songs being a single or singles would have felt right, but that one just was the first one that did. So that's why I went with that one.
Okay, that's fair. All right, it is a very pretty song. So good choice.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I seriously appreciate it. It's all a work in progress.
Yeah, you're doing great though. So good job. So is there any meaning behind the EP name or cover art?
Yeah, so the EP name, I I've always really liked concept records and things like that. And I like to, when I was younger, I liked to call my last release a concept record, but it kind of wasn't. It was just more of like a theme that I called a concept, really.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the same thing that happened with this one. I was just writing songs and they all kind of revolved around like feelings of just like, just kind of struggles with self-acceptance, I guess, in ways of, I mean, I could like cure world hunger and I would still be like, man, I don't know if I'm a good person or not, so it's kind of things like that, and just over analyzing myself and over analyzing situations and anxieties and things like that. So it just kind of became an overall theme of like trouble figuring out who exactly I am, what exactly I like and don't like, and how I kind of view things. So I called it Trouble in the Self-View, and I wanted it to just be kind of self-explanatory. And yes, it's about me, so it's kind of biographical in a way, but I wanted to do that in a way to be like, hey, it's okay to feel that. Like, it's okay to think those things and worry about those things, but try to, have some sort of outlet to healthily get that out. So it's kind of an awareness-ish thing, and it's also just kind of me word vomiting my feelings, so it's just all kind of a mix and a mingle of that. And the cover art, I just thought it was really cool I have it's broken now, but I had like a door mirror, and I just kind of looked at that and I was like, it might be kind of cool to have like a bunch of mirrors like pointing at somebody with like different kind of views and things like that. And if you really look closely, you can see in the mirrors like my reflection in a couple of those mirrors along with the main shot. So I thought that was cool. And Jake Mernan did all of that and he killed it, as well as the music video. It all came out really, really cool. I just wanted to portray something like self-view. How do you get a self-view? A mirror, 2 + 2 is 4. It's kind of
yeah. Makes sense. All right.
So can you tell me a little bit about your writing process for the CP?
It was a lot of, so there was Foundation was kind of like a long song to write, or just like sat on it, like I said, but Congratulations was a little bit of the same way, but not a longer period of time. It was like maybe about a year. I sat on like half the song and just finally finished it. And then the other ones, they just kind of fell out. They just kind of like fell out of my mouth, fell out of my brain, I guess.
Yeah.
And usually I fool around with like guitar parts first, or I'll get a melody kind of stuck in my head, or I'll rip off somebody that I really like, because that's music in general. It's just all ripping off who you like and seeing if you can get away with it, really.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all honest on this one. So, but yeah, I really try to focus on lyrics and things like that. So it's all very jumbled. Like I know people that sit down and they're like, okay, this is my writing process. I'll sit down and I'll write out stuff and I'll listen to stuff. But mine's kind of like, oh, okay, I just served a couple tables. I have a melody stuck in my head. Let me go to the freezer and like record a voice memo real fast where nobody will laugh at me. But it's all very scattered. But I think that's kind of cool because that's in a way sometimes how my brain works. So it's kind of just me piecing together all the puzzles. And Matt was a big part of the writing process on this too, like just with a lot of the other instrumentations that we used and like lead guitar things and ideas, melody ideas. And even like he did a really good job of making me focus on phrasings of words and like kind of how to lay them out within the melody. And that was really cool. But that's pretty much my overall writing process. It usually stems from like a feeling or a worry or something like that, and then I just kind of go from there with whatever feels right and doesn't sound like garbage.
Solid.
I like it.
It's a pretty good writing process, especially the freezer part. That's good. Do you always record your melodies in freezers, or is that just a one-time thing?
Pretty much just freezers. Sometimes just like if I'm just walking around and I have my moment of like, I don't care if they hear it. A lot of it in the car as well. And and whenever it's like I never have a good idea when I'm around my instruments.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, like I don't know how to explain it. Like I'll walk away for like an hour from it and be like, "Oh, that'd be a cool idea."
That's a really
I'll
good,
go
yeah.
try it out later, and
Mhm.
I'll be like, "Oh, this works." But if I
Yeah.
sit down on it, it's like I forget how to play guitar for however long I'm playing.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, according to all the bands that we've interviewed, recording your melodies in freezers is just the best way to write songs.
Mhm, that's
Some of
the way
them
to
even
go.
write it in the freezer and
Mhm.
just freeze their asses off.
Exactly.
Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to buy a pretty big coat, and if it works, it works.
Yeah, I think
So
you should try it for the next EP. Write the
Yeah.
entire thing. Just live in a
You think it'd be
freezer for like a
colder or
week.
warmer? I'm sorry, what?
Live in a freezer for just like a straight week and bang out the EP.
Mhm.
Ooh, yeah, that's not a horrible idea at all.
No.
No, not at all.
I actually get very scared about the whole idea of, because I mean I've worked in restaurants for so long, so I get really freaked out about freezers locking
Mhm.
Yeah.
on me and everything. So I'm always really, really careful and diligent about which
Okay,
one
good.
I'm going into and stuff like that. But
You've never had someone close it in on you and then lock you in there? Because it's happened to me a bunch.
You have?
Yes.
ooh, wait for like a long time, or someone's just kind of playing a
They,
joke.
they were
Like,
just
"Oh,
messing around. Maybe like 5 minutes might have been the longest. The scariest part was
5
that you would
minutes?
lose cell service once you walked into the freezer. So you just
Yeah.
kind of had to hope that someone would unlock it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can really do that. Like, I think I had one person mess with me about actually locking me in the freezer, and they let me out within like 30 seconds. So I wasn't
Oh, yeah.
too like freaking out, you
Yeah.
know. But,
Yeah.
well, they bury them away too. Like, you can absolutely forget somebody is in that freezer. Like, that's the scariest part, you know.
Yeah.
You just got to pray someone wants ice cream.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
5 minutes. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. I didn't know that happened. Okay. So I want you to pick your favorite lyric off this EP and tell us the meaning behind it.
Okay. Oh man. And I've listened to y'all's podcast before, and I knew
I'm
some
sorry
of
to
these
hear
questions
that.
were coming.
Yeah. Sorry about
I did
that.
the same thing. I was like, I'm sorry you had to hear that or something. But, oh man, like I still just don't know. Like I've heard these questions. I was prepared. I even was prepared on like favorite animal or something, or like what animal you would be. I think I think you asked, but yeah. But anyway, I think my favorite lyric has got to be. It's in Redundancy.
Okay.
And it's kind of at the end of the song. Do you know that really, really stupid pickup line that's like, "Hey, are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see."
Yeah.
It's pretty much
Use it all the
a
time.
line, like a devil on my shoulder. Like I really love myself for doing this, and I think it's funny. And then and it was like, "You're an idiot for putting this in a real song." But it says something, and then parts of me are stuck back in Nashville, Tennessee, because I'm in Knoxville right now. I moved out here for college. So some kinds of, especially with like quarantine stuff and COVID stuff, like, getting, I hate to pull that card, but some of the alienation kind of sits in a little bit sometimes. So I wrote, parts of me are stuck back in Nashville, Tennessee, where everyone's a 10, but I'm just a 3. And I want to be the only 10 I see. So it's like a play on words on just a stupid joke, which I love. So it's also kind of like I tried to make it all intertwine with like parts of my personality in a way, just because I thought it kind of worked well-ish. But I think that's my favorite line because it's a dumb joke, but it also kind of it encompasses the whole theme of the album of like hey, I just want to accept myself for once. If that kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's clever. That's good.
So
Thank
where was your headspace at while you were writing this EP?
it was a little all over the place. I had nothing like crazy or super detrimental or anything, but I had a bump in the road, just life in general and stuff like that, and just different things that kind of unfolded. But so it was a lot of, my headspace was very scattered at times. Just kind of being like, hey, I don't know how I feel necessarily about this, or hey, I kind of feel bad about this aspect of myself, and maybe other people feel this way too, and maybe I'm overreacting or overanalyzing or something, you know. So it's I think my headspace with it was kind of, I want to say not a constant, but a close to constant kind of overly analytical standpoint of myself, if that makes sense. I think I accidentally kind of lost where I was going with that.
It's all good. We got you. We got you.
It was kind of scattered and just kind of circling around all those sorts of feelings, I guess. And some of them are genuinely just some parts of those songs are just parts of songs, you know, that from there, from getting the overall idea, you can kind of take it where you want to go. You know, so a lot of the EP, like, yes, I'm writing it about how I'm feeling. So like I said earlier, it's going to be a little bit autobiographical in a way, but there's really nothing totally true about the EP and like the settings that I put it in and stuff. Like, it's not like just a word for word, hey, this is what has happened in my life. I just tried to write it in different settings and different ways of kind of phrasing things and stuff like that. But that was really my main headspace, was just all over the place and overly analytical of myself and the world around me, really.
Okay.
That's solid. All right. So while going through the EP, what band or artist influences pop out the most to you?
Oh, man, that's tough. Like, I barely can already remember what I was listening to a week ago.
Mood.
That's fair.
But I know I was listening to a lot of, have y'all heard of an artist named Lamelda?
I don't think I have.
They are really cool. They have a song, oh God, what is it called? I can't remember the song name, but Lamelda has a lot of really, really, really good songs. So I was jamming them a lot. I was listening to a lot of Soccer Mommy at the time too, which probably won't like, I feel like all the things I was listening to aren't going to make sense with how the EP sounds. But I also love an artist that is from Nashville called Bogues. If y'all have listened to him at all, but they're really, really cool. So they're a big influence for me, and just a really cool person. Like, they're just a great person. But of course, a little Phoebe Bridgers here and there. And I got really big into that whole Punisher album. It was just on repeat for like months. So there's a lot of that in there, and I think that's really the reason why I did banjo stuff at all. Any of it. There's a lot of different influence. I'd have to really dig deep and look back and try to figure out who exactly I was listening to and what instances and stuff like that. But a lot of Soccer Mommy, a lot of Lamelda, a lot of Bogues, and Phoebe Bridgers and stuff like that, you know. Oh, and The Tallest Man on Earth.
Okay.
I was listening to a lot of The Tallest, kind of like folksy, kind of upbeat. Well, not all of his songs are upbeat, but it's really, really cool. Like, definitely listen to the song called The Gardener by him, and it's really cool.
All right.
Solid. All right.
So this question should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this EP for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less.
I want to say very diet emo.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's what I'm going to do, because I don't know. I think just, again, me being overly analytical, I think some of it, some of my stuff may be like there's nothing that no one's ever done before in that EP, you know, but I think I just got to go very diet emo on that. I'm not real sure that, like, I do not know how to describe that EP in 3 words.
Well, you just did.
Yeah, I guess I did, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you just did.
Sorry.
It's a trouble self-view.
Oh, that's cheap. That's cheap.
Yeah, I know.
Keep the first one. Yeah.
That's cheating, yeah.
So is there a certain feeling or emotion you want this EP to invoke in your listeners?
I think I just want people to know and think that, like, it's okay to feel certain things. Like, there's no shame in any of that. And I try to, like, touch on that at shows and stuff like that. Usually before we always played, like, a hotelier cover. But I just want people to know that, like, things can be okay. You know, things will be okay. You know, I mean, I just, it's okay to feel a lot of different things that you may be feeling, and you shouldn't devalue yourself for feeling those certain things. Sometimes it's just kind of a part of who you are, and there's no shame in that. So I guess that's really, and I think a big feeling I want them to feel is, wow, I'm going to give Ponder all of my money in merch and CD sales. I think that's
so true.
So true. Love it.
Hey, I got to get out of serving one way or another.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
It's either I'm going to keep doing this or work at Clorox or some stupid shit like that. So
what do you have against Clorox?
It's a personal vendetta. It's not anything against any of their actual, I bet Clorox is just totally taking away their sponsorship of me right now.
Yeah, what the fuck? I heard through the grapevines that you were really close. They were just about to send me an email. Like as soon as we got at it, we've actually got a Clorox representative sitting in the Zoom call right now, listening to every single thing you're saying. And you just blew it. They just texted me, said, "You're done. We're getting the sponsorship now. It's ours."
Yep.
Oh man.
So
yeah, I don't know. It's a personal vendetta on Clorox. It's kind of like just a running joke with a couple of my friends, because I just don't want to work anywhere like I guess boring. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
fair enough.
I get it.
Sounds like doing any kind of marketing or something for a bleach company would not be the most fun I could have at a job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got a point.
Well, I mean, if you did the marketing, you could make those really awful ads that are like targeted at like the generation today, but just completely miss the point entirely, and do it like on purpose every single time. And I would have a shit ton of fun doing that personally.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That honestly would be cool. Like pretty much the marketing equivalent of like shit posting.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
and you get paid a really cool salary for it too.
Exactly. Yeah.
And benefits. Well, maybe working for Clorox won't be
Clorox might not be too bad. Yeah,
exactly. I think it's if the music thing doesn't work out, hit up Clorox.
Yeah. Now they're about to text you back, be like, "Okay, he's on the right track."
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna give him a second chance.
Yeah. Keep an eye on him.
So we're gonna take a quick shift away from your music for just a second. What song do you wish you wrote out of any single song in the entire universe, on Spotify, not on Spotify, doesn't matter? What song is it?
Oh, what song do I wish I had written? Oh man, I've said this about so many songs, but I cannot think of any of them on the spot. Like spotlight on me, I'm about to get tomatoes thrown at me right now.
Yep.
Oh man.
Shane,
I'm already throwing the tomatoes.
Bro,
yeah.
I forgot.
If I could do special effects, I would have tomatoes on the screen. But we're not that advanced.
I could do special effects. Send this.
We're not that. No, Glory. We got to keep it super not advanced around here.
Sorry.
No, definitely throw a virtual tomato. I'll allow it. I won't even move. But anyway, come on. Oh, what song do I wish I wrote? I don't know, man. For some reason, the first one that's coming to my head is. And it's probably going to definitely show pretty much everything I was listening to at the point. But I think 14 or 15-year-old me wants to say that they wish they wrote No Good by Knucklepuck. Because that was like one of the first songs that I really got into, like kind of a DIY-ish community and stuff like that. And I just was like, oh, so you don't have to play arenas to play in a band, And so I went and saw them at a small venue and stuff, and I just remember being like, oh, this is it, this is music. God, I wish it was it's either got to be that or anything in a Phoebe Bridgers or Julian Baker catalog. I hold both of their songwritings to such a high standard. It's just cool. It's really cool. So anything in their catalog, I guess. I'm going to be up all night trying to think what song would I wish that I had written.
Yeah.
You'll DM us later. You'll be like, okay, so the song that I would actually like to write is this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
So where do you see your project in the next 5 years?
Oh, man. Hopefully doing something.
I would hope so. Yeah.
Of course. That's always the goal, Man, 5 years, I definitely, I don't know, I'm toying around with some full band. I'm toying around with some full band ideas.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. I'm going to change my answer. I wish I wrote Basking in the Glow by Oso Oso.
Okay.
That's it. Sorry. Now I'm good. I can sleep tonight.
Taste. That's a good one, yeah.
Thank you. Yes. I wish I wrote that. But I don't know. I really hope I see myself touring a bunch. You know, after I graduate college here within the next year, I just really want to take a couple years and tour, whether it's with Ponder stuff or playing guitar or bass or really cruddy drums or something for another band or anything. Like, I just want to get on the road. I want to see my little corner of the world as much as I can. So that's where I see it in 5 years, is just hopefully doing something, hopefully still meaning something to people. You know, and I don't know, maybe like a cool label or like cool tours and stuff like that. You know, I'm going to try not to put a cap on it or too high of a goal to where I disappoint myself in the future. In 5 years, I'll send you an email and I'll be like, hey, I don't know if I got that just yet, but we're here.
Yeah. Just open for Knuckle Puck. It's that easy.
Yeah.
If the music thing doesn't work out, you got Clorox on speed dial.
Exactly. I have backups.
Exactly.
Got plenty of backups.
Options.
Yep. So for the last couple of questions, we're actually going to shift away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink? That was a really good boom, Glory.
That was a good one. That was perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was way
Straight
too
to
early
the point.
for me. Yeah. I was trying to time it. I'm sorry.
So the question was, I kind of got, I'm sorry, I was too taken aback from that awesome boom.
I was taken aback too. What would your last meal be on death row with a drink?
I think it's got to be, you know what? My last meal, it's going to be something called, I don't know if it's like, we just call it this and a thing, but it's called Texas sheet cake. And it really wouldn't be a meal. It's like a dessert. I would eat a whole pan of Texas sheet cake with a big glass of milk, I think. And it's like chocolate and walnuts and like a little bit of fudge and stuff. It's so good. I think it's also called Mississippi mud cake or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that. I actually have a little bit of it in my fridge now that I think about it. I just saw my aunt the other day, and she made a big thing of it, and I just beelined it straight.
As you should.
Walked in the door, went straight to it. I have it like once or twice a year, so I was just ready.
Fair enough.
Do you have a drink with that?
Yes, I think I'll do a big glass of milk, or you know what, I'll go big or go home and just go a gallon. And if I don't use some of it, then I guess my cellmate on death row next door might want one or something. Like I'm not too sure, but
or you can piss in it right before you go and let the guards drink it.
Ooh, yeah. I'm going with that. Or let her hide it somewhere and let it spoil to where when they clean out the cell, it's like one last hurrah.
Why is this smell? Why is this still? I'm not gonna finish.
Oh my
that.
god, yeah.
I can't get the word "sell" out. Now I got it out.
Okay,
why does the cell smell like that?
There you go. So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
One fictional world for a week. I think I'd really enjoy living in like a Futurama type world. I was watching that a lot for a long time, and I love space stuff and all that. So I think living in like a Futurama-esque kind of fictional world would be cool.
All right.
I think that's my answer. I think I'm locking that one in, I think.
All right. So I've done our best to last question, and every single person that we have spoken to have said that it is the most important question. What's your favorite color?
I'm a blue person. I love blue.
So true.
Yeah. I don't know if that's like standard or anything, but I have really, really loved mint green lately. I've been like any kind of blue really, and mint green I think are my top two on that. I used to love red, but for some like when I was really little, but I don't know. Like I just red's hard to pull off.
It is. Yeah.
It's tough.
So as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Just Trouble in the Self View. June 4th. All of my social medias are Ponder_TN. I'm pretty sure, but you'll probably be able to find it still regardless. Just any social media. Listen to it on Spotify. Shoot me a message if you think it sucks or if you think it's awesome, and we'll have a conversation about it.
Great.
Well, thank you for sitting down with us. It's been Ponder, and we're the Good Noise Podcast.